that, of course, is a story for another day, and I'll see you, and we'll talk about that down the road. 2015's episode on the WWE Network, coming at you from Full Sail University. We opened up with basically a three-way promo in ring between Adam Rose, Tyler Breeze, and Bull Dempsey. Adam Rose coming out telling everyone that the WWE Universe took a big, great, steaming poop on the Adam Rose party machine. Now he is coming back to NXT to take a great, big, steaming poop on the NXT Universe, and there will be no more parties for anyone. This is supposed to be a one-on-one between Tyler Breeze and Adam Rose, but out comes Bull Dempsey comes out to a huge pop. The crowd going out of control, chanting Bull Fit for Dempsey. This is his new, more comedic role, which actually seems to suit him much better than the tough guy persona that he was putting forth when he first debuted in NXT. He goes back and forth with Tyler Breeze, saying that, you know, he wants to take care of business for what happened last week, where Tyler Breeze jumped him and beat him down after losing the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. A giant upset and a surprise win by that team. Dempsey comes into the ring asking Adam Rose as a favor to an old friend, can you leave the ring and let me take care of business with him? He's having none of it. He walks up and just open palm, pimp slaps Bull Dempsey, who takes the slap with nothing but a smile and says he figured it would go this way. Boom, boom, boom. Throws Adam Rose out of the ring. Also gives Tyler Breeze the heave-ho. Breeze takes off, and turns out we will see Tyler Breeze versus Bull Dempsey next week here on NXT. Your next match was the Perfect 10. Ty Dillinger, and a new gimmick that is working for him in spades. They found a perfect way to put forth this super young talent who I think is going to go quite a long way in the NXT and WWE universe. Ty Dillinger looking absolutely perfect, if you will, and just seems to be improving every single week with his this character development, and his in-ring abilities are really just outstanding. He is way over with this NXT crowd, despite his arrogant character. Very much similar, if you would, to Mr. Perfect. But the crowd is into him big. He's going up against NXT jobber Danny Burch, who is a solid, good enhancement wrestler. It's nice to see NXT utilizing enhancement talent, something I wish the upper roster would do at some times, where we don't always have to have these superstars going at each other, but you can have this enhancement talent coming up and allowing the talent to really shine and go over without harming someone else on that roster. See, that's how wrestling used to be, my friends, before the Monday Night Wars. Big guys on the roster never faced each other on television. That's something you didn't get for free. You had to pay for going out to the matches, then eventually to the pay-per-views. And the Monday Night Wars changed all that, where suddenly you would have, your Stone Cold Steve Austin's going up against The Rock for free on television, or Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair, or anything like that. And as much as that's become part of the norm, I think it's actually hurt the business in a lot of ways, and I think it's also hurt a lot of careers that would have been a different turnabout for them if they hadn't been victimized by losing so much against other talent, i.e. look at John Cena and the path of destruction he's laid forth on superstars whose careers were absolutely dead blocked and gone. But of course, that's something we could talk about another day. This is Ty Dillinger, and he wins this match via that brutal knee move that he does by taking the opponent's head down into the fall and taking that vicious shot to the temple. It's a 1-2-3. Danny Burch is your loser, and the perfect 10. Ty Dillinger takes another victory on his road to superstardom. We then get another promo. There's a lot of talking in this week's episode. Not quite the 15-minute dialogues that Seth Rollins has been doing, but a little more than we're used to here at NXT. I don't want to see it get out of control, but they are utilizing it and actually having it go right into matches, which is a nice way to do it without just being talking and talking and talking and then a commercial and then maybe a match. They go right into it quickly. It's Baron Corbin and Rhyno just talking about their opponents, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Are they worried about facing them? Absolutely not. Rhyno is ready to destroy. He's ready to gore. Baron Corbin doesn't care who these guys are. He doesn't care where they came from. We're not looking past them, he says. We're looking straight through them. And off they go. And then we get a vignette for Japanese woman star Asuka. And she's coming to NXT very soon. She is going to light up the Divas division in the WWE, and especially the women's division down here in NXT. Girls, get ready. This woman does not play. And as for those of you who are saying that the Divas, give Divas a chance, the revolution is over, don't count these women out. And you'll see here as we go forth on this NXT episode, that's not the case in NXT. And it's really not the case on the main roster. Women are getting more television time in the ring wrestling than they've had since the times of Trish Stratus and Lita, and that time of the original resurgence of women wrestling. And you're going to see that occur again. It's a different time. They realize there's fans out there who are huge followers and strong fans for the women. They're not getting up and making sandwiches. They're not getting up and getting another drink. They're not taking a bathroom break at the live events or at home. They're sitting there and they're watching these women perform in the ring and watching and listening to them talk out of the ring, along with following them on Total Divas, which is a great way of bringing in non-wrestling fans to the product. Again, Asuka, Japanese superstar, coming very soon to NXT, and I expect huge things from this Japanese talent. Our next match is Solomon Crow going up against Apollo Crews. These two men have battled themselves throughout the independents. I have seen both of these men numerous times. I've actually met both of them. Great guys, cool guys, really loving the business. It's a great thing to see that they've made it here to NXT. I see huge things for these guys. Solomon Crow, I'm a massive fan of. I'm so used to I'm not used to seeing him at the end of a match basically not being drenched in blood, as he was one of the most vicious, brutal wrestlers on the independent scene. Actually, he was a tag team partner, if you don't know, with the Lunatic Fringe himself, Dean Ambrose. Check that out if you can on YouTube, CZW. Look up those guys, and they were a terror throughout the independent scenes. Apollo Crews, of course, as the Yuha Nation, was just a beast, and he continues to be a beast here in NXT. He is, as I picked, controversial call of the year. I said it not but a few months ago that Apollo Crews will be the first WWE Black Heavyweight World Champion within the next 3 years, by the time he is 30 years old. Take it to the bank. Apollo Crews is a huge superstar to carry the WWE into the future. And the show told you here first. This was a solid match. both men going at it, getting all their repertoires in, just back and forth, working great, working with the referee, who's another former CZW talent that used to be covered in blood and wars he also had with Crow on the Independents. But I digress. This went back and forth, in and out of the ring, just great. And then, of course, it ends. Apollo Crews hits his gorilla drop, standing moonsault, the Crews combination they're now calling it. I would love to see him vary that with the other difference that he does, where he does the gorilla drop and a standing 450 splash, which is outstanding for a man of his size. He is a beast. He is like a cyborg himself. He is a machine in that ring, and he's got the best charisma going. He's going to be a huge, huge star. There is no doubt in my mind. Your winner, Apollo Crews, via the 3 count on Solomon Crow. We then get a promo between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, who are upset that Corbin and Rhyno would disrespect them by looking through them and not being ready to face them as legitimate contenders in this match. They broke the brackets. They were not supposed to go forward in this Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, but they came in and did so by beating 2 huge NXT superstars. And we'll wait to see what happens with them in the ring tonight. We then get an interview with Dana Brooke and Emma, basically saying it is time for them to get respect and to take it to all these newbies, these new girls that are coming into the division. As you've noticed, NXT's women division is growing by leaps and bounds every week, and they feel they're not getting their due. It looks like they are going to be a tag team. This may be leading up to a tag team division for the women down in NXT, which, with the amount of women on the main roster and the amount of women going on in NXT, they really could use a tag team division to give them more opportunities and a chance to have 4 women in matches, carrying some gold, getting some attention and some respect from the wrestling fans throughout the world. We see an SUV arriving, cameras going in. Who comes out of the SUV? None other than the boss, Sasha Banks. She is here tonight, returning to NXT. We get an update to the Dusty Tag Team Classic. The Final 4 will advance to take over Respect, which is on October 7th at Full Sail University. Samoa Joe, Finn Balor defeated the Lucha Dragons. The Hype Brothers, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, went over top of Wolf and Kakoa in a house show. The Hype Brothers will move forward to face my pick for the winners of the Tag Team Classic. That's right, Jordan and Gable. Why will they win? Because they are willing and Gable. The Vaudevillains defeated the former Tag Team Champions Blake and Murphy, and they move on the second round and will face another of my favorites, Dash, Wilder, and MECHANIX. Yes, these guys are like the Brainbusters, the Horsemen 2.0. They are hugely influenced by Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson in and out of the ring. This will be on the Texas tour, and I look forward to hoping that the MECHANIX move forward and defeat the champions. I really don't see that happen. I think Gotch and English will take the win here. We then have Rhyno and Corbin going up against Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The crowd is really behind this new team of Gargano and Ciampa, but solidly behind Rhyno and Corbin as well. This was a match of the night candidate. These guys put it all out there in the ring. They did everything and anything. Tommaso Ciampa, yeah, he's a smaller individual, but he is one of the strongest men in the business, pound for pound. He went up against and tried to outmuscle Rhyno, unable to get him in a German suplex, which was one of the major points in the match that turned it over to Rhyno and Corbin, because Gargano and Ciampa had used their speed and their abilities in the ring to overcome the size and strength of their opponents, and it all started falling apart here because once Corbin started unleashing his power, it pretty much was over. It was an end of days, of course, and your winners, Rhyno and Baron Corbin, move forward into the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. You got to think that they're major contenders to win, but there's so many good, solid teams here. It's really hard to call. Again, I am going with Jordan and Gable from Jump Street. Team BAM. That's Blake and Murphy with Alexa Bliss come out and interrupt the Vaudevillians promo interview, saying that they are exercising their rematch clause next week. We have a tag team title match next week on NXT between the Vaudevillains, Aiden English, Simon Gotch, going up against Blake and Murphy with Alexa Bliss in their corner. She's a real wench, indubitably. That was some funny stuff. I'm not big on the Vaudevillains gimmick. I don't see how that's going to transfer up to the main roster. I could be wrong. I just think the gimmick is something that the majority of fans may not get behind. But these two men are talented in the ring, and they're really amusing in this gimmick. We get another Nia Jax vignette. For those who don't know, this is yet another member of the legendary Samoan dynasty that's here in the WWE. She is a cousin to The Rock, as everybody seems to be, and she is very similar in size and demeanor to Tamina Snuka. I'm really expecting huge things from Nia Jax tearing up this women's division down here, where they're going to have all sizes and shapes, heights, and everything of women, which is great. It's not going to be all cookie cutter beauty queens. You're going to have big women who are able to handle it and do business in the ring, and just something to continue this Divas revolution, if you will. We come into our main event. Bayley, the women's champion, will be facing Sarah Dobson. Bayley came out first, going crazy, running around the ring, doing laps, high-fiving everyone, bringing up that little girl that's there each and every week in the ring for posing, all that going on. We had a great, solid match between Bayley and newcomer Sarah Dobson. Bayley would defeat Sarah, retaining her title, and then Sasha Banks makes her way out to the ring. Her and Bayley have an outstanding promo in the ring, going back and forth with each other. Respect abounds between these two. Sasha even showing and beginning to get almost emotional and teary-eyed at some point, and then recovers and just says that she wants to face Bayley, and she wants to prove to the world that she can beat her, and she not only wants to beat her once, she wants to beat her over and over and over again. Bayley offers up a, did you want a 2 out of 3 falls match? And she says, no, I said I want to beat you again and again and again and again. Out comes Steven Regal, saying he hears what's being said. He's calling it right now. At TakeOver Respect on October 7th, it will be a first ever main event Iron Man match, 30 minutes between the champion Bayley defending against the former champion Sasha Banks. This, my friends, you say the Divas Revolution is dead or not in good health. I tell you, you're absolutely out of your mind. Come down here and watch NXT. Be there for October 7th's Respect pay-per-view and see what the women's division is doing in NXT. I'm going to give you some Texas tour dates and the UK tour dates here. We got September 17th in Houston, the 18th in Austin, the 19th in San Antonio. Note here, Ring of Honor All-Star Extravaganza pay-per-view is in San Antonio on the 18th. NXT running a show in Austin and then running this show the night after in San Antonio. The Ring of Honor is under attack by the WWE's NXT touring machine. There's no coincidences in this world, my friend. Just like they did in New York, in Brooklyn, they're doing the same here in the great state of Texas. This is, of course, leading up to the Night of Champions weekend. Follow Big Ray, Billy Ray Valentine at the Big Ray Show, and they have a great prediction show that is up there at One Wrestling Video on YouTube. Follow them on Twitter at Big Ray Show and at Billy Ray Hustle. UK tour dates. UK is getting NXT. They're getting the entire roster going there for the first time ever. December 10th, Newcastle. The 11th in Glasgow. The 12th at Sheffield. The 13th, Steven Regal, William Regal's home, Blackpool, England. On the 13th, the 14th, they go to Nottingham. The 15th, it's Cardiff, however you pronounce that. And on the 16th, it is in London for NXT's TakeOver UK. And it is rumored that William Regal will have his retirement match there in London on the UK tour. I am a huge William Regal fan, have been since he made his first debut in WCW many years ago as Lord Steven Regal. For those of you who do not know a lot about Regal, I urge you to go back on the network, check out his work as Lord Steven Regal in WCW, follow his career all the way up as he came into the WWE as William Regal. Pass over his real man gimmick that they first gave him, which was horrible when they brought him back and allowed him to be Lord William Regal, that arrogant British gimmick that he had. It was fantastic, not only in the ring, but the abilities, the intelligence, the humor that he's able to put forth on the screen. He was a massive star, and it's a damn shame, in this man's opinion, that he never had the chance to be the world champion. Personal issues got in his way. Some health issues also occurred and sidelined him from that path. He was being groomed for that main belt, and it just did not happen for him. But he is a huge part of NXT. He is a huge part of the WWE as a legend and as a performer and an ambassador to the world. William Regal, the man, is all that and more. With that, my friends, I am the show. Follow me at You Got the Show on Twitter, at One Wrestling. The Big Slam Nation is coming soon with myself, with Big Ray, with Billy Ray Valentine, also with the Professor Quintana at Prof PRFF Hustle. Fame Black, follow him at Fame Black on Twitter. He also will be part of the Big Slam Nation. And 8-Track Brown from the PW Hustle. Yes, that's right, the PW Hustle. And One Wrestling, Big Slam Nation are joining forces to bring you the best in professional wrestling coverage across the board. Expect big and greater things that haven't transpired yet formally with the Can-Am Wrestling Show. Now it's time for the rise of the Big Slam Nation. Follow Bill Apter at Apter One Wrestling. Get his book. It is out of this world at Is Wrestling Fixed? I Didn't Know It Was Broken. You can get that on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any of your bookstores that you favor throughout the globe. Get Bill Apter's book. You will not be disappointed. And again, follow all of us. I do the NXT news and reviews each and every week. Ring of Honor, Ringside Report, and we cover Raw. We cover all the pay-per-views. Follow us. Be part of our nation, the Big Slam Nation. Be part of One Wrestling and the One Wrestling family. Subscribe, like, leave some comments. Tell me what you thought of tonight's episode, where you think NXT is going, and what you thought of my review, my thoughts on these superstars in NXT. With that, I will see you.